What's going on, co-rollers? This is Pool Boy coming at you. Hey guys, we're catching a little break here on the weather. However, we have been playing the cat and mouse game. It is kind of windy right now, so I'm sorry if it comes through the microphone, but I just wanted to let you guys know that we're not giving up, and here we go. Alright, co-rollers, so as you guys are able to see, we did do some progress on the last video. However, you didn't get to see when I was doing this bracketry here, as you can see here. Now the reason for this bracket is that that's going to be the separation of the mold. Now, it's all going to end up as one piece, the part itself, but the mold, you want to make it in multiple pieces, or else it becomes very, very hard, nearly impossible to separate from the mold, and possibly breaking it. So what I did is I put on some L brackets here, cut them so I could shape it, and I still have another one to do at the very bottom edge here, right before the bumper would start. And that's something we're going to step into today if we can still hold on to this weather. So the first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to put some body filler all over the front here, just to seal it in a little bit better. And due to the fact that we're going to be using some gel coat, and gel coat tends to heat up. Now we have some plasticine under here, so we don't want that plasticine to start melting whenever the gel coat is applied and it's curing. So we're going to hit it with a light layer of Bondo or body filler, and we'll have to sand it off afterwards. But the good thing is that once that dries, it won't be ruined by the weather that easily. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll get to it in a second. So let's go. Co-rollers, so as you guys are able to see, I have been putting some of that body filler. I'm trying to do a light coat, just a real light coat, so that way it's easier to sand at the end of the day. However, you do have to do this little bits at a time, due to the fact that the Bondo does actually, with the hardener, it turns hard real quick. So you do a little bit at a time, it'll last you a whole lot more. We're basically covering most of it already. I don't know if you guys could see. A light coat, still got some more to go here, that area, and also on this side I got a little spot that I want to cover there, and this area here. Weather is not looking too good. Alright, co-rollers, so as you guys see, we got all the front done up with the body filler. However, it's already nighttime. You see this, but that's lighting that I have right behind you guys here. Didn't get to do the bracket, so I'm going to include that tomorrow, which will be blended in with this video as well. However, I did find a couple spots that did get damaged with the water from the rains. I'm gonna go ahead and patch those little areas up with the body filler just to get rid of that quick. Let me see if I could point the light at the same time. I don't want to blindside you guys. But yeah, I think you guys can see it there. Yep. Yeah, I found a couple spots that were kind of chipping off. So I went ahead and completed chipping it out. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it now and sand it down a little bit, and tomorrow we'll go ahead and put on that bracket, and like I said, it will be included into this video. That way I didn't leave you guys hanging. Everything's already smoothed out, very even, very nice, just like that. Just so you guys know, I'm gonna put this light here away so you see how dark it really is. For recording anyway, it's not too good, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I just said. I'm gonna cover those little hole spots there, and yeah, we'll jump inside, and tomorrow I'll do the bracket and we'll end the video there. Alright, co-rollers, so hopefully you can see me there. So I went ahead and applied the body filler on those areas that I was talking about. Let me show you here real quick. So we're gonna let that sit overnight to dry up real good, because it's a little bit cooler right now. But yeah, we got that done. And now what I'm going to be doing, just to protect everything and make it easier for the process of fiberglassing, I'm going to go ahead and cover all the area that we did here. Alright, whoa, making a mess. Alright, so we have here, it's an epoxy resin, right there, just like that. And this is the curing agent, and this is usually mixed at a 1-to-1 ratio. In other words, if you're going to use 4 ounces of resin, you want to use 4 ounces of the curing agent. So I'm going to go ahead and mix some of that up, and we're going to go ahead and cover all this area so that way it's well protected, and it'll be a whole lot easier when it comes to waxing, which is going to be the first part of the fiberglass process. You got to wax with a good mold release wax, or some people use carnauba, but it has to be like 100% carnauba wax. But we'll step into that later once we get there. So, see you hasta mañana. Alright, co-rollers, so it's the following day, and as I promised, I would do the brackets. So we're going to step right into that area there, do the brackets, so that way you guys know exactly what I did to get them there. And I'm going to correct a couple other things with the body filler up over in the cowl. And yeah, we'll finish the video off there. But let's get right to it. So the first thing we're going to do to install those brackets is, I don't know if you guys remember from the previous clip that you just saw, I had put some of the 2-part epoxy clear coat here, which is an epoxy resin, and everything looks real nice here. It's well protected from any type of rain or whatever. However, you have to keep in mind that that is a heavy coat, and right underneath we're going to have some drips that dried up. So we're going to go underneath, and we're gonna sand that area down just to prep the surface, so that way we can start laying the bracketry, so we can make a edge to that piece of the puzzle, let's call it that way, when it comes to building the mold of the fiberglass clip. So let's just step right into it. It is very important, guys, that you wear your eye protection, and if you have a good filter, use it, because we're going to be sanding, and you're breathing in all that stuff, and the fact that we're going to be underneath the truck, basically all that stuff could fall into your eyes, so having some eye protection is definitely a plus. I'm going to get this here on so we could get started. I am your father. You can see these drips here. It looks like a stalactite. There we go. As you can see here, you want to get that stuff off. That way your brackets lay flat. Guys, so here we are on the floor. Oh boy, always without a hat. So, alright guys, so what we have here is actually a 1.5" L bracket. This one is actually 8 foot long, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna contour it to basically the shape of the bottom here, all this curve just like that, leaving us a flat spot sticking out. That way when we lay the fiberglass, it has a place to rest, and it will also create a flat area for then when we make the bumper piece, it also mates to that area and we screw it together. That way the mold could stay together and then make the one piece part. So we're gonna go ahead and begin molding that metal bracket all the way around, all the way to the other side. So easy does it. This L bracket, like I said, is a 1.5 inch on both sides, and we got some tin snips here, which we'll use to do little cuts, just like we did on this bracket up here. On that bracket, so that way we could shape it to the contour of the vehicle. So let's get in. Tin snips, first section here. Let's see how we want it. I want it to just hang out a little bit over on that end, and where that stain right here is, around here, we're going to begin making some cuts with the tin snips. So, let's see how that goes here. Where are my tin snips? Right here. Okay. So, I'm going to begin here. First cut here, like so. And as you can see, as soon as I made that first cut, it's already trying to twist that way, which is a good thing, because at the end of the day, like I said, that's where that curve is gonna be, more or less, or where it starts anyway, right there. And now we'll make a couple extra cuts around these areas here, just like that. Let's see. see it turning as I'm cutting. It begins to twist on its own, and like that. And let's see what she looks like now. Look at there, guys. Look at that. See? We're almost there already just for this edge here. When we put it underneath, looks marvelous. Alright, so let's make a couple more cuts and continue the process. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we've made a series of cuts on this bracket, and we've been slowly giving it a little bit of shape. We're gonna go ahead and start doing the mounting of the bracket, and how we're gonna do that is actually we're gonna present the bracket itself against this edge here that we just sanded down to make sure it didn't have any of those liquid resin hanging out, and we're gonna leave about ½ an inch underneath and then the other inch sticking out. And like I was saying before, that's gonna be the resting place for the mold, kind of like this one here. It rests right there, and this one's gonna be a little bit tricky because we're working against gravity, and fiberglass, once it's saturated with the resin, it tends to want to fall down with the gravity. So this part here, we got a little trick up our sleeves, showing it to you anyway, so we could continue with this process. So let's get it on. Rollers. So as you guys were able to see, we were able to put the bracket all the way around the area. So you can see it there. All the way around. So basically what I did there was, obviously, as I told you before, I did the little cuts just so I could bend the metal. And then I went ahead and drilled a tiny pilot hole, and then put some screws up in there just to hold the bracket in place. And our next step on this part here is going to be actually using red pottery clay. The reason why we use red pottery clay is to fill in any little gap in between the areas, the mating areas here, because if the fiberglass or the resin gets in there, it will be almost impossible for you to, pull it off of the die itself. So we're going to use some red pottery clay, which is very good holding temperature, because like I said before, the gel coat tends to heat up. And we're going to start laying some fiberglass. So stay tuned for the next video. Alright, co-rollers, so we're back inside, all fresh, all cleaned, feeling a whole lot better. It was very humid today. As you guys saw, I had to do the video in 2 steps. Yesterday we were able to do a little bit of that bondoing on the front and, evening it up, and we did some sanding to get it all nice and smooth. And as you guys saw, we had to step into today, so that way we could do the bracket at the bottom part of the grill. So we're basically almost there, ready for some fiberglass laying to finally make the mold. As you guys know, this is all a lengthy process, and it's like they say, the details is what takes the most time. The better you prepare the die, which in this case is the truck, the fenders, all that good stuff there, the better the result of the mold. And if the mold is good, the part that you make out of the mold is going to be good too. So you want to give it as much attention to detail to that part, so that way, you know, you got good results at the end of the day. But yeah, we had a lot of stuff done. I feel that there was quite a bit of progress done, and I'm happy about that. And I'm hoping you guys are loving it also. But yeah, this next video coming up is going to be into the fiberglass world finally, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I hope you guys were able to see the Diesel podcast. They actually did an interview last Friday on me. It was lots of fun, and you know, there was a lot of details in there that many of you may be asking, and I would like to encourage you to go visit the Diesel podcast here on YouTube or on iTunes and check out the Po Boys interview. It was pretty cool. I believe it's called The 7.3 Isn't Dead. So go check that out also. And I wanted to do a little unboxing because we got some more stuff for the truck. And yeah, thanks to our guys over there at O&J Performance. They always help us find whatever it is that we need for our truck, for the race truck. And yeah, let me show you here. We finally got here the Rally tranny fluid coolers. We got 2 of them. That's what's going to be going in the truck. And you might say, why 2? Well, we're going to be running some high temperatures when it comes to, you know, drag racing and all the power we're going to be putting into it. So we went ahead with 2 of them. They're not the huge ones. They're actually a little bit smaller, compact, a little bit of light, weight savings, but very efficient. They're bar and plate type. And actually, let me open it up here for you guys. Let's see what we got here. Once again, thank you to O&J Performance for always helping us find everything we need for the build. And let's see what we got here. Okay, so it comes with all the hoses to install this. You got a set here of hardware, which includes also a temperature switch that will automatically turn on the fans on the unit, so that way we're always at its best performance level. And let's see here. Here's the unit. It's really nice. Let me pull it out for you guys so you guys can see. I love the smell of new electronics and stuff. There we go, guys. The Rally, as you can see here. All right, look at that. So yeah, this little fan is pretty powerful. It moves approximately 500 CFM. And yeah, there are bigger ones, but I mean, look at the size of this. Look at my hand compared to the fan. It's really small, 500 CFM. It's a bar and plate, you know, and has a 6 AN in and out. So this is gonna be great help for our transmission to keep it cool and performing right. And yeah, I'm kind of happy and stoked that we got this one. We actually got 2 of them, like I said. Have another box down here. I just can't put it all up in here. But yeah, we got 2 of these, and I think these are going to be very helpful. And I want to say thank you also to Rally. I mean, I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but they do make a very good quality product. I have their transmission pan, which has the little tubes that runs through it to help it cool. And I also use their fluid coolers, whether it's for engine oil or tranny fluid, your power steering, or even, you know, your fuel. You might want to use fuel coolers at certain points of certain builds. And I always use their product because of that. They really do very well. I'm very happy with the results I've had in the past. Even our dually has them. You know, we have a unit just like this, a little bit bigger because it's only one, but that's what we use on the dually also, and we've been driving all over the place with it. I mean, we go across states, go to the events, visit people and all that good stuff with her. So yeah, very important for you guys who are have the E4OD. Heat is our enemy. Same thing goes for the 4R100s. You know, you want to make sure you upgrade the cooling system for those transmissions. Once you start stepping into high temperatures with your transmission, what happens is that the clutch material separates from the plates themselves, you know, from, let's call it the clutches themselves. and you start losing grip. And once you start losing grip, you generate more heat because there's more friction. And that friction there is just going to cause you to go into a deeper hole with your transmission. So the better you keep it cooled, the longer your tranny will last. A lot of people do also the 6.0 tranny cooler, which works pretty well also. Now, if you are in a tight space, you know, where you really want to have, what do you call it, let's say an intercooler that isn't meant to be on an OBS, obviously they don't come with it, and you really want to have something that performs good and you could put it basically anywhere, then a remote cooler like this would be a great choice. But yeah, I'm kind of stoked. I'm happy that we got this here, and things are starting to look up and little things are coming day by day. And yeah, I hope you guys are also stoked for the build. You're going to learn a lot about the build, our goals and stuff right over at the Diesel Podcast. Check them out. I really appreciate you guys leaving a comment and let them know that, you know, you support Po Boys. But yeah, you're going to see some information there. You're going to be able to hear what my thoughts are about the 7.3 itself, the platform, and what actually got Po Boys started on the whole YouTube stuff and what the build is all about. Also, a big thank you once again to DDPM, which is Dynamic Diesel Performance and Machine. They were the guys that sent us those awesome push rods and lifters. Also, a big thank you to Stroker Diesel, who's another one that supports the channel. They sent us, you know, that IPR valve. They sent us a cam sensor, as well as a set of brand new glow plugs for the truck. So a big thank you to all of them. Big thank you to Brian Gray at Gray's Diesel. Those guys are always backing us up. They're helping us with the build. I also want to send out a shout out to the guys over at Do or Dirty Diesels. They're on Instagram. You can check them out. Give them a follow. I'll leave the link in the description for them. And you know, they have a lot of cool pictures of different trucks from all over the place. So check them out. And of course, I can't forget, because he's a very personal friend of mine, my friend Jeff over in Texas. Happy birthday, brother. I told you I would get it out to you, didn't I? So I wish you the best, buddy, and may it be the happiest one ever. God bless you. Thank you for watching once again. I don't want to take much of your time. It's already a long video. I already started doing a little bit of editing, and you know, it's going to be long, but it's going to have a lot of information for those who are trying to do their own fiberglass front clips or parts. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much, and let the coal roll.
Yeah.